TS is impossible. God has already prepared it for you. Walk toward it. Step into it. Claim it. Your future is not dependent on luck or timing. It is anchored in the eternal, and heaven has already declared victory over your life. Woman, before you seek validation from the world, you must first understand the truth of who you are in the eyes of God. Your identity is not built on titles, appearance, achievements, or the opinions of others. Every culture, every society, and every generation will try to define you, categorize you, or limit you, but none of these definitions carry eternal weight. The world may applaud you today and abandon you tomorrow, but God's recognition is permanent and unshakable. Before the world ever noticed you, before anyone spoke your name, God already knew you innately. He knew your strengths, your weaknesses, your potential, and the destiny He planted within you. Your worth was established long before you walked your first path, long before you faced your first rejection, and long before you encountered any barrier. This is not mere reassurance. It is a divine reality that shapes the core of your existence. When you understand that your identity originates from the Creator, you no longer need to measure your value by temporary approval, fleeting beauty, or societal benchmarks. You become untouchable by criticism, unwavering in your purpose, and unshaken by doubt. Every thought of inadequacy, every whisper of fear, every attempt by the world to diminish you loses its power when you stand in the truth of who you are. You are complete, whole, and EQ. You equipped, not because of what you have done or what you possess, but because God, in His infinite wisdom, declared you worthy before you even began. To live in this truth is to move with authority, to make decisions from a place of divine clarity, and to navigate life's storms with confidence that your foundation is unbreakable. Your identity is a sacred decree from heaven, and it is the anchor from which all purpose, power, and destiny flows. When you embrace this, you are no longer shaped by the world. You are a force designed to shape it. Woman, every trial you face, every season of waiting, every disappointment, and every challenge is not random. It is a deliberate part of God's plan for your life. The world may try to convince you that suffering is a sign of failure or that delay is a punishment. But in reality, these moments are instruments of preparation. Your purpose cannot be birthed in comfort. It emerges from alignment with God's intentional design, from lessons learned in difficulty, and from the refinement that only pressure and persistence can bring. Do not despise the circumstances you are in, for they are shaping your character, sharpening your discernment, and building resilience that no fleeting success could ever create. Each obstacle carries a divine message. It is meant to awaken vision where there was blindness, courage where there was hesitation, and faith where doubt tried to settle. The timing of your life is orchestrated with precision, and what appears to be delay is often divine strategy, arranging the pieces for the moment when your destiny will manifest fully. Your purpose is not determined by what you see today or by what others tell you. It is anchored in heaven and revealed to those who wait with faith and act with obedience. To understand this is to rise above frustration and fear, to move with patience without compromise, and to embrace every stage as an essential chapter in a larger story that only God can write. When you realize circumstances are temporary, but purpose is eternal, you gain the wisdom to persevere, the strength to endure, and the clarity to walk boldly toward the destiny prepared uniquely for you. No setback, no pain, no season of uncertainty can nullify the assignment God has entrusted to you. Each moment, whether of trial or triumph, is a deliberate step guiding you into the fullness of what you were created to fulfill. Woman, authority is not given by the applause of others, nor is it earned by popularity, status, or recognition in the world. True authority is a divine endowment, a spiritual empowerment that originates from God Himself, and it is meant to govern your life, your choices, and your sphere of influence. You are created to exercise dominion, not to be passive, not to wait for permission, and not to allow circumstances to dictate your path. The power to make decisions, to set boundaries, to lead in your home, your workplace, and your community is already within you. It is not something to be borrowed or temporarily assumed. It is your birthright. When you understand that authority comes from God, hesitation is replaced by confidence. Fear is replaced by boldness and indeci. Sion is replaced by clarity. You no longer move at the mercy of others' expectations or the shifting tides of circumstance. To ignore this authority is to surrender the control God has entrusted to you and to deny yourself the fullness of your purpose. Every woman is called to lead in her sphere, to influence with wisdom and to act with precision, because the life you live is not only about you, it is a channel through which divine intention flows. Exercising your God-given authority requires discipline, courage, and a refusal to yield to doubt. But it also brings alignment with your destiny. When you govern your life with the authority that God has placed within you, decisions become clearer, vision becomes sharper, and your path becomes defined. You no longer stumble in confusion or GRI with the opinions of the world. Instead, you stand as a woman anchored in truth, equipped with spiritual power, and capable of shaping not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Authority is not something to fear. It is the divine empowerment that positions you to fulfill everything God has called you to be. Woman, you were never created to merely exist or to drift through life without purpose. From the beginning, God assigned you a unique calling, a divine assignment that only you can fulfill. Every gift, every talent, every nuance of your character has been intentionally placed within you to impact the world in a way no one else can. To live without recognizing this assignment is to live below your potential, to exist without fully stepping into the influence you were designed to wield. Your words, your actions, and even the smallest choices carry weight far beyond what you can measure. The life you lead is a platform, and your influence extends into realms you may never fully see, touching people, shaping communities, and altering destinies. God did not create you for mediocrity or for temporary success. He created you for significance, for leadership, for transformation. This assignment is not optional, and it cannot be transferred to another. No one can replace you because no one else carries your exact combination of vision, wisdom, and divine favor. To neglect this responsibility is to withhold a portion of heaven's purpose from the world. You must rise above fear, doubt, and the temptation to compare yourself to others, because comparison clouds clarity and diminishes vision. Instead, you are called to discern your assignment, embrace it fully, and execute it with excellence. Every encounter, every challenge, every moment of influence is part of the divine design to fulfill what only you were created to accomplish. Your life is a conduit of purpose, and your influence is sacred. You have been entrusted with a responsibility that transcends personal ambition. It is eternal in its impact, shaping not only your path, but also the lives of generations that follow. This is your calling, your mandate, and your inescapable destiny. And it is time to awaken to the reality of it. Woman, your spirit is the command center of your life, far more powerful than any emotion, circumstance, or fleeting thought. Emotions are fragile. They rise and fall. They mislead, and they can deceive if left unchecked. Fear can whisper lies. Anger can cloud judgment, and doubt can paralyze your purpose. But your spirit is anchored in truth, connected directly to God, and designed to lead you beyond the realm of mere feelings. When you learn to listen to your spirit, instead of reacting to every emotion, you gain access to wisdom that transcends circumstance and insight that outlasts temporary setbacks. Your spirit is the lens through which destiny is revealed, the compass that guides your decisions, and the power within you that aligns you with divine will. To master your spirit is not tea Oh, suppress emotion. It is to place every feeling, every reaction, and every thought under the authority of your higher self, the part of you that communes with God and understands eternal truth. When you operate from your spirit, your life is no longer ruled by impulsive reactions, regrets, or the pressure of the moment. You move with clarity, confidence, and precision, making choices that reflect divine wisdom rather than human limitation. The challenges you face, the voices that oppose you, and the uncertainties that surround you cannot deter a woman who has learned to govern her spirit. Your spirit carries power to shape your reality, to influence others, and to remain unshaken in the midst of chaos. When you align fully with the voice of your spirit, you access discernment, strength, and revelation that cannot be found anywhere else. Your decisions become purposeful, your vision becomes sharp, and your life begins to operate on a plane far above reaction, anchored instead in eternal truth and empowered by the presence of God within you. Woman, the life you live today is not confined to the boundaries of your own experience. It is a sacred channel through which generations are shaped. Every choice you make, every principle you uphold, every value you instill carries a weight that transcends time. What you nurture, protect, and release into the world does not end with you. It echoes through your family, your community, and the lives of countless individuals who will never know your name, but will feel the impact of your obedience, courage, and faith. God entrusted you with more than personal comfort or fleeting happiness. He entrusted you with a legacy, a divine responsibility to influence the future through the discipline of your present. You are the vessel through which God's intention for generations is fulfilled. When you act with purpose, integrity, and vision, you plant seeds that will grow long after you have gone, shaping hearts, minds, and destinies in ways that cannot be measured by immediate results. To neglect this sacred responsibility is to deny not only your own potential, but the eternal impact you were designed to carry. Your life is a living testimony, a reflection of divine principle, and an instrument of transformation. Even in moments of struggle, your choices resonate. Even in times of silence, your presence teaches. You are more than a participant in life. You are a steward of what is eternal. The attitudes you embrace, the lessons you teach, and the character you cultivate become the inheritance of those who follow. Nothing you do in alignment with God's purpose is wasted, and nothing lived without intention bears lasting fruit. Your influence is not incidental, it is divine, deliberate, and far-reaching. The generations yet to see, are waiting to receive what only you can release, and the responsibility to act, to nurture, and to transform rests firmly in your hands. Woman, the world will often try to define your future by what is visible, by what can be measured, or by what circumstances appear to allow. It will tell you to wait for proof, to act only when the path is clear, and to settle for what you can see. But the truth is that the unseen realm governs the scene. Your destiny is not dictated by limitations, setbacks, or human expectation. It is anchored in God's eternal vision. Faith is the lens that allows you to perceive what your eyes cannot yet see, to claim what is not yet tangible, and to move boldly toward what others consider impossible. To live without this faith is to drift, to be controlled by fear, and to be confined to the boundaries of what is visible. But when you step into faith, you enter a dimension where impossibilities become realities, where delayed timing becomes divine orchestration, and where every obstacle is transformed into a stepping stone toward fulfillment. Faith allows you to walk with confidence in the midst of uncertainty, to make decisions that align with purpose rather than circumstance, and to release your potential into the hands of God with trust and expectation. It is faith that empowers you to dream bigger than the limitations around you, to persevere when the world says stop, and to pursue what the Spirit reveals even when the natural evidence contradicts it. Every vision, every assignment, every call upon your life requires that you operate in this unseen reality, that you believe before it is seen, and that you act with conviction because God has already prepared it for you. To embrace this perspective is to live unshaken by setbacks, unconfined by doubt, and unstoppable in pursuit of your divine destiny. Your future is not in the hands of chance. It is revealed to those who see beyond sight and step into the power of faith. Woman, hear this clearly. Everything God has spoken, everything He has placed within you, and every assignment etched upon your life is not negotiable, not optional, and not subject to delay. You are not here by accident, and you were never meant to live beneath your calling. The world will try to distract you, diminish you, and define you by its limited vision, but your truth comes from heaven. Step into your identity with authority, embrace your purpose with courage, nurture your influence with wisdom, govern your spirit with mastery, and pursue the unseen with unwavering faith. The power, the destiny, and the legacy that flow through you are eternal. They cannot be stolen, silenced, or delayed. Today is the moment to rise, to walk boldly into what God has prepared, and to unleash the fullness of your divine potential. Your life is not just your own. It is a vessel of heaven, a force of transformation, and a beacon of purpose that generations will follow. Do not settle. Do not shrink. Do not delay. Stand in the power of who you are, for the world is waiting for what only you can bring, and heaven is counting on the fulfillment of your destiny.